Hi there, everyone. So last week we talked about how the season spring is affecting our liver because of the wood element in the atmosphere. And this week we're going to dive further into it and not only talk about spring, we'll talk about the rest of the seasons, how it correlates with the five elements and how our organs and emotions are associated with each one of them. So our human body is an organic whole, right? We experience different feelings and emotions on a second-to-second basis. And it is said, according to Chinese medicine, that our emotions can affect our well-being, physical well-being. And our physical well-being, in turn, will also affect our emotional imbalances, which means they actually are interrelated. Last week I introduced the 5 elements theory, and let's review them. They are wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And think of all these elements. It's like a natural circle where each element supports the next one. Wood feeds the water, like how the logs fuel a campfire. Fire creates earth. Think of ashes turn into soil. And then earth produces metal because metals are mined from the ground. Metal holds water, like pipes carrying water. And then water nourishes wood because plants grow with water. Spring, as we said last week, is the element of wood, and the corresponding organ is liver. And when the liver function is too active, meaning the qi is rising in an abnormal rate, it will result in dizziness, headaches, and anger because the energy is too much. And on the contrary, if the energy is constrained, meaning not a lot of activity, it's suppressed, then it will cause anxiety, depression, and other emotional disturbance. So in spring, it is good to purge out, to let the energy out, to let the old out and let the new come in. Summer comes after spring, and the element is fire. It's pretty obvious because summer is very hot, and the body is exuberating a lot of energy, so it's represented by fire, and the corresponding organ is heart, and heart governs joy. So in summertime, if you remember, we all remember, we go to the beach, we enjoy the sun, we go vacation because it makes everybody happy, everything is blooming, right? You're just like out there enjoying nature, enjoying meeting with people, enjoying summer vacation, And after summer comes what? Fall. Fall's element is metal, and its corresponding organ is lungs. Lungs governs our sadness. So now it makes a lot of sense because when I was living in New York, when fall comes, I feel so sad when you see all the leaves falling. Now I completely understand. I wasn't being sensitive or emotionally. I wasn't an overly sensitive person. It was just because literally the body was reacting to the changing environment that's causing me to feel this way. Excessive sadness can deplete the qi in the lungs, and that will cause symptoms like coughing or shortness of breath. So, just be aware sometimes when you do have coughing going on, think about how are my emotions going? Am I feeling particularly sad? Do I feel a lot of grief during that moment? Winter's element is water, and the corresponding organ is kidneys. Kidneys governs fear. This is exactly why when someone is in extreme fear, they lose control of their bladder or bowel movements. That's exactly why. And literally, in winter, the season makes you feel what they want you to feel, right? Winter, we have shorter days, longer nights, longer evenings. It gets dark very quickly, and people feel scared when in dark. People feel scared in darkness. So literally that is the body's reaction to the changing environment. I think that's just amazing. We've covered all the 4 seasons, and there are 5 elements. So where is the last element, earth, sitting in? After summer comes fall, but after fire doesn't come metal. Fire and metal don't really get along. Actually, fire restrains the metal. As you can see the arrow pointing across in the inner circle, that means they restrain each other. Fire, summer, gives rise to earth, which then leads to metal, the fall. So this period of late summer before fall comes is designated as the earth element. It's a mini season that connects summer and fall. It's not quite summer and it's not quite fall. The earth element, the corresponding organ is spleen. Spleen is sitting right next to the stomach. So evidently it is related to our digestive system, our gut health. And the spleen governs our mental activity, thinking and worrying. So when we overthink or stress too much, it will usually cause stomach issues. And I've shared, in my first video that I've been having stomach issues for the past 20 years. And I have no doubt it's caused by my stress. And yes, most anxious people, stressed out people tend to have digestive problem. As many people, it's like a prevalent chronic disease in the big cities now. Everybody's stressed out, everybody has stomach issues. I think we can work backwards. If we can take care of our body, aka our organs, our physical health, then in turn we can balance our emotions. And when different season hits us, instead of having emotional fluctuations caused by the changing environment, we can somehow manage it by either, taking up exercising, eating different foods, or changing our sleeping habits to manage the disturbance, to keep it to a minimum. I hope this helps. I'll see you next time.